Good motherfucking afternoon. I'm recording a little late today, but I've got a lot to get through, so I'm just gonna get into it. The title is I Grow Tired of the Need for Endless Entertainment. And there are quite a few thoughts that I have on this, and it's been grabbing my attention more lately for some reason. So I talk about a couple things a lot on the channel, and technology is a big one, and doom scrolling is a big one as well, because these are, in my opinion, major issues that it's becoming all consuming, and I'm trying to understand more. But I'll start with a story, even though it's my real life. I'm gonna pose it like a story. My girlfriend, love her to death. I'm not talking shit. This is just real life. And I guess it's a gripe that I have, and I've brought it up a few times, but she'll go to work, she'll get home. I'm also guilty of this, by the way. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody or anything like that. I've just been focused on deviating from that. But goes to work, comes home, is wanting to decompress, which I get, and just doom scrolls for hours and hours on end, while there's a show or something playing in the background. Now, again, I have done this many times, but I was also sitting there doom scrolling and thinking, why is this my life? Is this all that I'm meant to do? And of course the answer is no. But when you're used to something and you want to make a change, it's not the easiest to make the change happen, because you have to put the work in. Your brain likes to make plans, but when it's time to follow through and do the plan, the action part, your brain wants to check out. And the main thing that I don't understand about doom scrolling is, what is there to gain from it? Because the only things that I see that I guess kind of make sense, I'm just kind of spitballing here, but you get the cheap dopamine hits, of course, because everything is designed to grab your attention immediately, because this generation's attention span is fucked. Also, just a waste of time. Maybe it's a nervous tick and like an anxious tick, because I see a lot of people doing it in public. Again, something I'm very, very guilty of, and I've had to force myself to stop. Because now, if you are in public and you're not on your phone, you're the weird one. But that could be another thing. But also, you're not using your brain, so it's kind of not as sharp as it could be, because there's a lack of use. And another thing is, a lot of people, when they scroll, of course, your algorithm is going to be tuned to you and what you want to watch, or what you're told you want to watch, because the algorithm is smarter than you. And people get influenced by just these talking heads, these antibodies that may or may not have any credibility. Maybe they're just blatantly lying to your face, but it sounds convincing, so you're gonna believe it. But that's the reason I never really got into those videos, especially politics, because I don't want to fuck with politics. But people base their opinions off of the opinions of other people, which, that's not how I wanted to word that. people take other people's opinions, not basing their own opinions, because that's the point I'm trying to get at. They don't make their own opinions. They're told what opinion to have by these people. And if you like whoever it is, you're more inclined to believe them and just steal their opinion. And that's a reason why I don't watch the news, because I don't know if it's like this all over the world, because I'm not from all over the world, but news in the US is opinions. It's not based on fact. They all say the same thing, and it's not, there's no fact to it. You have to go find the facts. You have to research and go through these hoops just to find the facts of whatever the news story is. And just blindly following people is, I don't get it. Because for me, and I think this is how it should be, but you can watch all these things. I'm not saying that some people, this is their hobby. Like watching a certain topic online, maybe their whole feed is that, and they're just interested in the topic and they want to see people talking about it, or you know, if it's a hobby that they're interested in getting into, watching people kind of talk about that. You can base your opinions off of other people's, but you have to use your brain for that. And I wouldn't blindly follow just anybody and think that it's fact. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you can watch all these things, but you should come to your own conclusion and have your own opinion, not just another opinion that you ripped off from someone you like or follow or watch or whatever. But I'm realizing that some of my notes, because I have notes again today, some of them are not on topic, but I'll come back to them. Fuck it. I don't care. Another thing I wanted to say was that everyone, regardless of who you are, is susceptible to influence of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's people that you know, people that you live with, people online. Everyone is susceptible to influence. I'm not saying the influence is bad, but the blindly following whatever influence it is and not taking the time to think about what you think about it is an issue. Because you have people online just talking shit. They don't know anything about whatever the topic is. They've done no research. They just want to make the video that they make grab your attention, because your attention is valuable. And another question is, can you have a purpose if you do nothing? Because I don't think so. And that's probably another big issue in this generation. Everyone's on their phones all the time. They don't do anything. They're wasting their time. They're not putting it into a craft or a hobby, something that they're interested in. They have no passions. They have no goals. All they do is go to a shitty 9-to-5 and scroll on their phone. It doesn't make sense to me. I drove myself crazy doing the same thing. But I got tired of it. So I had a real long ponder about it. I said, well, I don't want to do the action, but not doing anything is worse than the pain of not doing anything and seeing where your life is going is worse than the pain of being uncomfortable doing the thing and forcing yourself to do the thing to lead to something better. And it's gotten to the point that I'm frustrated when people they don't want to have conversations anymore either. People in general. Meaningful conversations anyway. But They think that a conversation starter is showing me some reel or TikTok on their phone, or just look at this funny video. It's boring to me. It's frustrating because we could have a conversation about actually anything. I would rather have a conversation with something that I don't care about than someone trying to start one with showing me something on their phone. Because a lot of the times I just laugh and there's no conversation there. So what was the point? Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I'm not sure. But we need to use our brains. In short, please start using it. Our brain takes up. We are. What? Your brain is responsible for everything? I was gonna put a percentile in there, but I don't know. This is the thing that I was talking about, that it doesn't flow with the rest, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Because I use my brain. Today I'm smarter than I was yesterday. Tomorrow I'm gonna be smarter than I am today. Because I'm not sitting there just being brain dead. Pretty much. So, thanks for listening to my ramblings. Subscribe if you're interested in my content. And thanks for watching.